right. Hi, Lindsey.
Hi.
Hey, everyone watching. This is Lindsey, and y'all are going to be very inspired by her story today. Lindsey and I have been working together for how long? 4 months or so? 5 months?
Yeah, probably.
Um, and she has just an amazing story of success in her health journey, and she's still in the midst of it. So I think it's really powerful to hear how she has overcome and how she struggled. So that's why we're here today to chat. So, Lindsey, do you just want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, sure. So I'm from Bloomington, Illinois. So Kelsey and I actually went to high school together. So we played softball together. It seems like forever ago now. I have three kids, so 8, 6, and 3. So they keep us busy, especially with balancing remote learning and having a little one. Luckily, daycare has been open this time. So that's been good. Me and my husband both work full time at State Farm. Um, we also have pets in the house, so those they keep us busy. Two of my cats have insisted on being in the room right now, so we'll see if they
Awesome.
make an appearance or if you hear some purring. That might be what that sound is that you can't figure out what's going on. Um, our family's close by. Obviously, with COVID, that's been impacted, but usually we have, grandparents close by and my sisters and Michael's sister. So, um, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So Lindsay is very busy working mom, and she's had to also manage her kids being home while working and going on her health journey. So let's kind of jump into that. Lindsay, can you share kind of some of the frustrations you were having with your health or your weight before we started working together?
Yeah. So I think just like maybe each time I had one of my kids, like I feel like I just gained like maybe a little bit more weight, like kind of in my like baseline on like, where I kind of returned to after kind of each pregnancy. And then I would say with COVID too, like, I don't know, things, just got stressful and just didn't really take the time to, plan meals and think about, healthy options and things like that. So we're eating, a lot of processed food, drinking a lot of pop. And I just, was like tired all the time. It was just really kind of difficult to get motivated and things like that. And I think it just got to the point where one day, like I weighed myself and I was just like, I don't know, almost like disappointed in myself of like kind of where I've gotten to. Um, and yeah, definitely didn't have confidence, self-confidence in how I looked, and things like that. I would say like I was still, able to play with my kids and, kind of do like, everything I wanted to physically. I just didn't have that confidence in myself that I want to have. So I would say those were the big things that kind of led me to reach out to Kelsey and kind of go on this journey.
Yeah. And what what kind of motivated you to reach out otherwise, as opposed to doing other types of things, or was there anything else that played a part in that?
Yeah, so I would say really just like having the accountability. I feel like you'd always kind of think to yourself like, oh, I'm going to try to, eat better, or I'm going to, try to, incorporate some exercise or things like that. But I feel like, having you to be accountable to, and then the group, the Fit Moms Academy group, was just really helpful to have like kind of like a tribe of women like behind you, supporting you, also kind of holding you accountable to the goals you've set for yourself. And we're all different. We all have different, things we're working on, but, and people there to celebrate your wins too. So that's really good. So I think the accountability was like a big piece, and also like breaking through this, like the mental constraints of like how to even get started. Like I felt like, I wasn't exercising at all. I wasn't meal planning. So like we were eating a lot of processed foods and different things like that. So drinking a lot of pop. So that was just really, was kind of hard to kind of figure out like, where do we even start and how am I going to tackle this? starting this, I wanted to lose like 50 pounds. So that just seemed like this like mountain to climb. And I didn't even know like how would I do that without, on my own. So it was really nice to have somebody to kind of, break it up into smaller pieces that are more manageable, like, okay, we're going to start with, just a schedule, that's all we're going to do this week, and then we're going to, incorporate real foods, just kind of piecing it off into different pieces that were definitely, more manageable and, lead to success rather than trying to do everything all at once and just feeling like it's impossible. So that was definitely
Yeah.
helpful.
I think that's one of the hardest parts for moms, especially like in your situation, working and doing all the things. It's just the mental energy that it takes to figure it all out. Right.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about your story is once you just figured out those pieces, you've rocked it over the past, several weeks. So, do you want to share what things have changed for you personally and kind of a little bit more about what changes you've made?
Yeah. So I exercise or do some sort of activity like every day now. Like during the week, I get up at 5 and kind of have my set morning routine. I'm doing like the morning meltdown workouts pretty much 5 days a week. I incorporate some running a couple days. And so I've just kind of structured that schedule that works really well for me. And then on the weekends, I usually do my exercises in the morning, but kind of more at, when I get up and get around and stuff like that. So hopefully there's some time to kind of sleep in on a day if the kids will let my husband help them. It's not always the case with our 3-year-old. She's kind of demanding sometimes. But I found that works really well. And I think in the beginning, I wasn't getting up every morning at 5. But I just felt like those days, like, I don't know, like I just didn't have the same kind of mindset going into the day as I did the other days. So I just decided to make that like my everyday routine. And I feel like I've adjusted to that. Before I was the person that snoozed until like the last possible minute. Was like, how long can I sleep before like we're going to be late to things and stuff like that. So I definitely do, take a nap on the weekends or something. Like I enjoy to kind of, just rest and let my body recover too. So that's still a thing. The scheduling has been like a huge thing. So really getting organized on not just my morning routine, but just kind of the family and like, when am I going to, kind of map out the chores that I do and just kind of stay on top of things. That was another thing that I just kind of felt overwhelmed by, like just keeping up on everything, in the house and stuff like that. Like pre-COVID, we were thinking about getting someone to come in and maybe start cleaning, but that kind of got put on hold. So with us being at home and working at home now, like I'll try to like do a load of laundry like during the workday if it needs to get done. It doesn't really take a lot of time out of the workday, but just little things that can help kind of make things, more manageable. And it's been very helpful just to kind of have like a plan on like what to do. And it makes it just more reasonable. I feel like it doesn't feel like, like you're being crushed by like all of these things that you need to get done as a parent all the time. I think what else? Oh, meal planning has been another huge thing that I didn't really do before. Like I just kind of go to the store, and buy some things and, we just kind of figure out what we were going to have. And kind of during quarantine, stay at home and stuff like that. That's what led to us, like eating like frozen pizzas or, chicken strips or, just kind of whatever felt easy at the time. So now, on usually Saturday mornings, I plan out our meals for the week. I would say I'm not like super strict. I still indulge in, some things. Like to me, it was really important that this is sustainable. So, we still eat out every Friday night. We kind of plan that in. I have stopped drinking pop just because I felt like that was something that was kind of inhibiting me. Like I was a big pop, like I was drinking probably at least 2, like, I don't know, 12 or 16 ounce pop Mountain Dews like a day. And it was just bad. But that was one thing I just, committed to, like, I don't even know if it's been like 4 weeks, 6 weeks ago. I'm not sure. So there's still a few cans that tempt me in our pantry every once in a while, but I haven't touched those. So meal planning has been huge. I feel like the challenges with that have been like my kids and just getting them to kind of try new things. So just being consistent though, and trying to make sure like if there's an option I really think is kind of out there for them that, I'm just kind of considerate of that and maybe have some, other veggies or just things that I know that they'll eat.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, and in the midst of that too, sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah.
you've gone from eating whatever to like really understanding real food, right? I think that's big.
Yeah. I feel like that was like a big thing for me. Like I always thought of like maybe like nutrition as this like hurdle that's like so hard to understand and wrap your head around. But really, kind of thinking about like, okay, like, is it just one ingredient in your food? And like, that makes it super simple. Like, um, it seems kind of obvious, but it, like when you're kind of just, I don't know, in the day to day of things, you don't really think of it that way. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely not perfect, with that, but still making progress there and trying to build up kind of my arsenal of recipes or kind of easy go-to things is kind of something I'm still working on, and not getting kind of burnt out on trying, these complex, intricate things all the time. So it's nice to add new things, but at the same time, that can just add some stress that isn't needed kind of during the week too. So
Yeah.
just working on a balance there as well.
Yeah, you've done a good job of even like tweaking what you were doing before to making it, a more real food based and trying to keep it simple. And yeah,
Yeah.
I would say from my perspective, that's been one of Lindsay's like greatest accomplishments. She just like jumped right in and took real food, and that's really, and obviously the exercise, going from none to working out every day. I mean, Lindsay's just, you've done awesome, just gripping it all and just saying, all right, I'm going to do this and sticking with it. And do you want to share how much weight you've lost?
So in the 12 weeks, like my first 12 weeks with Kelsey doing like the individual coaching, I lost 20 pounds. So I'm up to just about 25 pounds now. So there have been, kind of the ups and downs along the way. I would say I've had, a couple of weeks where like, I'm staying flat or just, maybe gain just a touch. And, we just kind of talk through those challenges, what those hurdles are, and we kind of move forward. So excited to keep making progress.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're halfway to your goal in
Yeah.
about 4 months, which is amazing. Um, so yeah. And again, I think the biggest thing, from my perspective as a coach, is that Lindsay has always been really willing to be coachable, right? You just kind of trusted the process. And even on those weeks when there were plateaus, you were very vulnerable. You brought it to the table in our group and just said, this is where I'm struggling mentally or whatever. And we just talked through that, and we've had success. So it's been awesome to see. Um, so would you recommend working with a coach to other people who are considering it? Would you recommend people joining Fit Moms Academy?
Yeah, so kind of what I was mentioning before, and like the things that were like really kind of in my way were, what I was seeking out in a coach and what has really been helpful, like the accountability, um, the kind of breaking down those mental barriers of like, how to even approach this, giving you different tools and how to handle different situations that might come up. Um, and then, I think maybe like 8 or 9 weeks in, I think you added the Fit Moms Academy kind of group, kind of setting too, which was, I felt super helpful because not only do you have like Kelsey and her expertise, as the coach, but you also have other women that are going through the same kind of process. So, you kind of get that kind of team mentality of, we're all in this together. We're all, cheering each other on. You can hear, their challenges and their struggles too. And you're able to like apply, that to, maybe something that might come up, this week for you that you haven't faced yet. So um, it's really been great just to kind of have that support with those women. So that's been great.
Yeah, I consider myself like a liaison or a facilitator. You know, a lot of times you guys are able to kind of coach each other through or provide different ideas too. So that's what I think is really cool. Like, you know, obviously this is my passion to help women, but it's really cool in the mastermind setting for you guys to all help each other too. So
Yeah.
really encouraging. Um, if you had to give one piece of advice to people who are struggling with their weight or their health, what would it be?
I think for me, it was like that mental barrier that I or thought that was there, like all of these different obstacles. Just if you can break it down into smaller pieces, I feel like you'll have more opportunity to be successful. And just to give yourself the time, like, carve out the time in the morning, to get a little bit of exercise in, even if it's not every day, give yourself the time to meal plan. I feel like those couple things have been, key things that have really set me up to be successful so far.
Mhm. Yeah, making the commitment and just going,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're watching this in our Fit for Life community, Lindsey is a part of that. Would you care if anyone reached out to you and asked questions or
Yeah.
she's a great resource. I think you guys should all feel very encouraged by her. And if you are somebody who's also struggling to lose weight, to get the organization in check, then please reach out to me and we can kind of chat and walk you through what Fit Moms Academy is like. Again, we just don't want anyone to feel stuck, to feel like they can't make the changes that they need to make, because it's totally doable. And Lindsey's just another example of like rocking it, and I can't wait to see you get to that goal weight, and we'll maybe bring you on here again to share your success. So
Great.
yeah, so thanks so much, Lindsey. I really appreciate you taking the time, and again, can't wait to see you continue to succeed.
Awesome. Thanks, Kelsey.
Yeah, thank you.